2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. Tapping into the unlimited wellspring of energy around money. In this stream, it's going to be super interactive. So by the end of today's session, everyone will have had the experience of clearing some energy blockages that you may have around money and or financial abundance. And better yet, you'll have a pretty powerful tool that you can use after we're done to continue to clear out any additional blockages that you may stumble upon in the future. All right, so stick around. Let me just bring Ross in here. And okay, just go. Come on, there's the techie. There we go. Welcome, Ross. Welcome in.
Here we go. Thank you much.
There you
go. Hello, everybody.
All right. If you're coming in, jumping on here, go ahead and tell us where in the comments where you're listening from. If it's your first time, please go ahead and type in hashtag first time. If you're a regular, we still love to hear where you're from. And also go ahead and type in hashtag hooked on hacking. And obviously, if you're catching the replay later, please type in hashtag replay so we get notifications. So, hey,
yes, I really want to stress that, Gary, too, that if you push if you type in replay, that triggers the algorithm in Facebook to let us know that you're there or that you have questions. So that's how we find you, and that's how we can go in. So a lot of times people are going in, they're looking at number 1. And then they put in a question, but if they don't put replay, the system doesn't tell you that you've asked a question on number 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever the case may be. So really, replay or Gary or myself's name triggers the system to give us an alert that you have asked a question, so we can get in there and get you taken care of. So it's really, really important.
All right, and please remember that if you're not a part of the group, you will be missing out on a lot of group exclusive content. So go ahead on over to the group, and the link is it scrolling today? Yep. It's scrolling on the bottom there. So facebook.com/groups/the Infinity Matrix. Please head on over there and join in. You do have to answer the 3 questions to be accepted automatically into the system. Otherwise, the system's going to bounce you. Okay. Now, the 3rd question will get you on the VIP list, and that's for those who are serious about implementing these hacks to create real transformation in their lives. The VIP is going to have specific content, bonuses, advanced notification of certain things. So VIP really is where you get the extra edge, if you will, even though we are going to have group specific content as well. All right. In fact, if you're on the VIP, you will be getting in the next day or so an email with our first giveaway bonus to just VIPs. We had talked about it a while ago, and then we had some issues with Facebook giving us access. And so we will be sending that out this week. So you can look forward to that email to find out where to download that. All right. Now, today we're starting a new element to our streams. Ross, do you want to go ahead and tell them about what that is?
Oh, this is really cool. So for sure. So we're excited because we were doing some brainstorming, was it last week? I think it was. And we came up with this cool idea. So this is called the rabbit hole. And it's going to be just a real simple 1 minute or less rabbit hole topic. And it's going to be kind of a thought-provoking idea. It's going to be a thought or a concept that will do 2 things. The first thing is to inspire what we call infinity thinking. And second, to set a frame for obviously the topic of the day. So today's rabbit hole. Do we have a drum roll kind of thing here? No? All right. What exactly is money, wealth, or abundance? Do you think it's possible to get wealthy or rich when you feel poor? Do you make the shift into that abundance of living? First, understand that money has no intrinsic value. It is merely a measurement or a tool to measure the value of the transaction you use for it. The amount you are able to attract is dependent on the vibration you have around money. Raise your vibration about money, and you will increase the abundance you allow into your life.
Yeah, and that's what today's stream is going to be all about, is for everyone to how to clear any energy blockages around money so that you raise the vibration of the abundance you desire and that you deserve in life.
Exactly. So let's go down the rabbit hole. So money doesn't grow on trees. That's an implied scarcity. Money is a tool. That's implied empowerment, depending obviously how it's used. And money itself has no value. It's simply a measurement, and that's a neutral statement. These are very, very, very important. Each of these puts you into a different mindset about money. Virtually, you could take money out of each of these statements and put anything, and it's still the same thing. So money is a medium that can be exchanged for goods and services and is used as a measure of their values on the market, including among its forms of commodity such as gold, an officially issued coin or a note, or a deposit in a checking account or other readily liquefiable account. So as with everything that we've discussed so far, money is a symbol for energy. It has a singular purpose to it. It in itself is not energy. It represents energy, or rather, the energy expelled to create and acquire it, including the energy of spending. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, we purposely titled this episode The Energy Around Money, not the energy of money. Yeah. This is so, so important. This is actually down to the essence of the framework of what Gary and I do. It really, really is. But money, is money abundance? In other words, move it around in your mind so that the abundance that you are feeling holds no absence, no void that you can cause resistance to in the matrix. So as you hold that true and steady, then a steady feeling of abundance will show itself in every way that you will allow it in the moment. So think of it like this. Just so you understand, although money is abundance, abundance is not money. Okay, although money is abundance, abundance is not money. It's subtle, but it's so, so important. Hence, money is one of many forms of abundance and in no way should be considered the only form of abundance. So if that person who just thought to themselves out there, I know you're there, I know you're there, you said, if I have enough money, I can buy all the abundance I need. I know somebody thought that, and not really. You really can't buy the really important things. You really can't buy happiness. It's an old cliche, but it's proven. Nor love, or joy, nor friendships, and to some degree, not health. The purchased versions of all of these that I just said are facades. They're baseless and fleeting. We spend a whole day on this in the 7-day quest, don't we, Gary? I think is it day 5?
I think so, yeah.
I think so, yeah. So nevertheless, what you're interested in is how does the infinity matrix define or respond to money? Well, to the point, it doesn't. However, it does respond to your energy around money and wealth, your emotional and energetic attachment to your desires, and of course, your actions. Actions. This is not sitting on the couch wishing. This is desires plus action equals abundance. So only your definitions of abundance will prevent you from experiencing it in your life. There's absolutely nothing inherent in the idea of abundance or the experience of abundance that is difficult to attain. Only your definitions, or those which have conditioned you, make it seem to be beyond your reach. So, with that, I'm going to share a quick story. When I was very young, my parents fought and fought about money. I mean, mind you, we weren't poor, just average middle class. There was always food on the table, clothes on my back, a roof over my head, heat in the house. But they would yell and they would scream about the bills and the spending and how everything was connected to money and their problems. This went on so much. I would sit in the corner crying with my hands over my ears, wishing it would just stop. I couldn't stand the yelling and the screaming. It just hurt my soul. It just penetrated me so deep. So, yes, you're right. I learned or was conditioned to hate money. It was the cause of my parents' unhappiness. It was the reason my brothers left home. It was the cause of the fracturing of our family. So naturally, as I grew older and I started making money, I spent it as fast as I made it. Yuck. Get this cause of my pain out of here. Away with you. Go. I knew I needed it to pay bills, but that's it. Just the rest, just get it out of here. My conditioning was absolutely complete. I didn't see it as a tool or a benefit. And it was definitely not something I wanted to save. Why would I want to save more pain? It may as well have been made out of thorns. So, as time passed, I recognized the pattern that I had developed. And once I dealt with the root issues around my hate of money, I no longer feared it either. But nor do I love money. They're both attachments that resonate their own non-productive frequency. So what I did is I learned to understand the nature of its energy. And like nature, I began to work with the natural flow, the natural cycles around money. Its flow, the flow of money out and the flow of money in. This is how nature works. Whenever I'm confused, I go back to the cycles of nature. So from there, I studied the laws of attraction, abundance, and the psychology of wealth. And as Gary and I have done many times, we distilled it down to simple formulas. So the best way to prepare yourself for what you have not yet received is by acknowledging what you have now. It's a specific vibration. It's the thoughts like, things are always working out for me, or I don't know how it's going to get here, or when it's going to come, or who's going to bring it. I just know it's going to, and that's enough. So this is a reminder that thoughts do require actions, however. So these statements are true. I mean, I'm not lying to myself, because my subconscious will recognize a lie, and a lie will resonate on a different frequency of lack, and that is not my intention. So in other words, I don't believe in the theory of fake it till you make it. Okay. Some people take that to a certain degree. I want you to feel abundance and feel like you are abundant. Okay. But the fake is a subconscious lie. So be careful there. So here's an example of the wrong way. Okay. The non-productive way. The money isn't in the bank yet. And when I think of the money that isn't in the bank, I think of the money that I don't have and I want and need. I feel sad, empty, depleted, and then I radiate lack. That now will reflect into the matrix the wrong coding that I wish to broadcast. So if you look at the vibrational energy of now, you'll resonate with the energy within yourself. You'll feel wonderful. And when you feel wonderful, that's the condition that is necessary for thoughts to turn to things. Think about it because of the way it makes you feel. In other words, if you can take the money out of the equation and just put the emotion in the equation, then you've got it. The money will follow. The lovers will follow. Okay, the house will follow. The car will follow. Everything will follow the emotion. And we have stressed this from episode 1. The emotion is the energy. The thought is the driver. But you've got to find the emotion. You've got to be secure in the emotion. You've got to show yourself that you can feel the emotion unconditionally. What I mean by that is, so if you can feel this emotion before it shows itself to you, when it does show itself to you, you will feel it. And after a while, you'll have this momentum going where you can't tell if you feel it or if it's showing you, because it's all flowing so rapidly, so beautifully. It's like drinking from a wellspring of abundance. You and the matrix and all of the cooperative components of the universe will assist you in the fulfillment of everything that you want, and nothing's off limits. But you have to want it emotionally deep inside. We need to find those barriers. If you're struggling with this, we need to find those barriers like I did. So, but if you are conditionally based, that is setting parameters and guidelines and expectations and running around looking for it and measuring it and comparing it, keeping up with the Joneses, noticing what you've got and what you don't have, then you can't move beyond the existing point where you are now. So before any of this will work for anyone, do what like I did. You must address the root cause of your issues around money and wealth. So thinking about the story I just told you, what do you think my childhood trauma did to me internally? Let me know down below. What do you think what I was going through? Type in below. What do you guys think?
There's going to be a delay on that. So.
Yeah. How do intense emotions affect us physically? And more than that, where do emotional traumas go? Are they just here? I don't think so. Do they reside in the body? If they do, where? What can they do to the body and mind? What do thoughts do?
Yeah. So everyone, I want you to remember at the beginning of the rabbit hole that Ross talked about, that we mentioned that if they're coming in now. So felt blocked, limiting beliefs, physical symptoms.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We go. Yeah. Now they're coming in. Yeah. Fear, trauma would make you want to avoid money or get the most out of it, or there we go. Physical.
Nice. Good. Good. Thank you, everybody. Yes, you're getting it.
Amygdala and the nervous system. Yep. Yeah.
Remember, your subconscious is always trying to protect you.
Yeah.
No matter what you want, it goes off of previous programming and will always move you in the direction to protect you and keep you away from pain.
Yeah. So again, so remember back to the rabbit hole that Ross started to talk about, as that we mentioned that if you raise your vibration about money, and then you will increase the abundance you allow into your life, right? Well, that's what today's hack is going to be about. And before I get started, I want to remind everyone that next Thursday is the start of our success hacks, the 7-day quest for hack success. That program starts next Thursday at 9 a.m. So we'll actually be having a watch party at this time, while Ross and I actually are in that course with the people that have registered for the success hacks. We will also be doing a couple more Zoom calls to go over all the details of it. So if you'd actually like to get some more information and get the links for and the times for those Zoom calls, go ahead and type in #successhacks. That's #successhacks. And then what we'll do is we'll send you the Zoom registration link for those time slots that we have coming up. So again, #successhacks if you want the Zoom links for the info sessions on the Success Hacks 7-day quest program we start next Thursday. So we won't be here live. We'll be having a watch party, and we'll have someone be facilitating any questions and stuff like that for next Thursday, and the week after we're back to regular schedule. All right. So now I'd love to say that this hack was all concocted by Ross and I, but the honest truth is that we found this tool to be so powerful over the years that we just give credit to the person we first learned it. Actually, we both first learned it from the same person at different times. And so it's kind of synchronous in that way. So, his name is Gary Craig. If you don't know just from the name itself, then what we're talking about is EFT, or emotional freedom technique. All right. And so emotional freedom technique, I'm sure there are many of you here who are already familiar with it. And there are also probably a bunch of you that have never even heard of it, right? So let me give you a quick and dirty overview so we can jump right into using it for tapping into the wellspring of energy around money and abundance, okay? I don't want this to turn into a whole EFT teaching or training session. I really want to get right into the action of it. So basically, if you think of your body having all these energy pathways that support life and functioning of this vessel that we call a body, okay? And as you go through life, let's call them less than positive experiences, kind of like what Ross was talking about earlier, right? Well, each time something like that happens around a particular topic, it creates a disruption in the energy flow around that particular topic, right? And in this case, we're focused on money. So, for Ross, the more he was around the arguing and the yelling and the hurtful feelings, it created this disruption of energy around money through his body, through his whole energetic system, not just physically, but also energetically, right? And so it could have shown up as something health related. It could have showed up in impacting relationships. It could have been impacting career or whatever, right? When this disruption occurs, there are emotions that get bundled up. So think of them like they're like a you get this river flowing and this dam that happens and kind of blocks the energy flow of that water. Right? So this energy blockage then can grow and increase to a point where it drastically impacts your ability to allow that portal of abundance to flow naturally into your life experience, into the matrix, right? So along comes EFT, emotional freedom technique, which works with these energy pathways and has a very specific way of clearing and dissolving or freeing up those emotional energy blockages. Okay, so if you don't know, it's done by tapping certain energy points with your fingers while thinking about and verbalizing what that blockage is. And through the process, most people that we've worked with notice more flow and freedom from the negative impacts, and pretty quickly as well. Okay, so EFT is a whole it's a whole workshop in and of itself. All right.
Big.
Yeah. aspects and variations and ways you can use it and utilize it. There's a ton of information online about it. So that's pretty much as detailed as I want to go into it today. I want to jump right into using it around money and abundance issues. I'm going to start by addressing some common issues around money and just tap them out with you. All right. So while I'm doing it, I want you to just follow along and do it for yourself. Okay. I'll do one full cycle first as a demo, so you all can have an idea of where the spots are and where we're tapping and what's going on as we're going through the process. All right. I do need to put a disclaimer before we start, though, because this is a pretty powerful process. By participating in this process, by you tapping with us, we're not there so we can't facilitate any shifts or changes that are going on. So by participating in this, you have to take full responsibility for assessing your emotional state. All right. Feel free to review this stream and tap on anything that you didn't get down to 2 or less as we go through this. And anything that comes up as a result of your tappings, make a note of it, and remember that you can go back and tap on those things also to continue to reduce the impact they have. Okay. However, if at any time you feel emotions being stirred up that maybe you're not sure of what they are, they're like, or they may seem like they may be too much to handle, then stop. Okay, stop and source out and find a seasoned practitioner of EFT to help you through those issues. Okay, so sometimes this is like hitting the bee's nest. That's just okay. So we wouldn't be doing you a service if we didn't give you that disclaimer ahead of time. All right. So that said, here's the process. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a statement that has some charge for many people, the one we're focusing on today. All right. And if you don't think that you have charge around it, just tap anyways, just to make sure. It will only increase your energy around money and abundance anyways. All right. A fairly common one is, I don't have enough money. Right. So how many times have you gone to the store? If you have kids, you go to the store, the kids keep asking something, and you just unconsciously, whether it's true or not, you say, oh, we don't have money for that. Right. Or, we don't have enough money for that. And that's a common phrase. And maybe, some of you, there is some energetic reality around that. But, most times it's really just something we just learned growing up and then just start to repeat ourselves. Right. Because it was as an excuse to get out of something or whatever. But the problem with that is, whether you believe it or not, if you're saying it regularly, it's energetically stored within you. Right. So first thing to do is say it out loud, or to yourself if there's others around. All right. Get a measurement from 0 to 10 of how much of a negative charge it has in your body, in your being. Okay. 0 being doesn't exist. I feel totally no energy around it, positive or negative, neutral. Okay. And 10 being it's as intense as it could be. You hear, I don't have money, and you could just feel yourself going right back to, someone who's just in total lack. All right. So that's the first thing, is to say it out loud and feel the energy and assess where your charge is on it. Second is to tap different energy centers, which I'm going to take you as we go through them on the body here, and it's going to be all in this area here, so you'll be able to see it all. We're going to tap the energy centers as we think about and as we refer to that charge that you had. Okay, whatever number is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is. Okay. We're going to tap all the different spots. And as we're tapping, we're going to say certain phrases, again, to remind us of and to think about that particular charge. So the first one. So the first spot is the first one we're going to do is kind of like a neutralizer. Like it's going to kind of tap out any judgment that we have about us having this limitation or this lack. Okay. So first one is in what we call a karate chop point right here. Okay. Right here, what you're going to do is tap either like this or anything like that, but just right in the meaty, fleshy part. Like if you're going to chop
right there
with the karate, it's going to be right in that meaty part right there. Okay. And this isn't, you don't have to be pinpoint, just in that area is good enough. Okay. And you're going to tap it with a certain, so you actually feel it. All right. So as you're tapping this, you're going to say, excuse me. And the phrase is, I don't have money, right? So we're going to work on that. So you're going to say, even though I don't have enough money, I'm okay. Okay. Even though I don't have enough money, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right. And say this out so that you're actually saying it and you're thinking, even though I don't have enough money, I totally and completely love and accept myself. So it kind of neutralizes any judgment that you have about you having that. Okay. It's a good starting point. All right. Then once we're done that, then what we're going to do is we're going to do the first tap point is right here in the corner of the eye. So right here. Okay, right there. So right where the eyebrow ends and the nose kind of meets, right in that spot there, we're going to just take 2 fingers. It doesn't matter which side. You can tap both if you want, but just pick one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tap, and then you repeat after me. You're going to say, this lack of money. Okay, and you say, this lack of money. I like to do it 3 times for each spot. You can do more if you want. Some people do less, but I like to do at least 3 times for each spot. So this lack of money. Then we're going to go to the next spot, which is right on the side right here in the temple spot. We're going to tap there and we're going to say, same thing, this lack of money. This lack of money. And remember, you're thinking about that charge that you had around it. This lack of money. The next one we're going to do is right under the eye, right here. There's a bone right under your eyebrow, right under your eye, right there. That's what we want to tap on. I'm going to say the same thing again. This lack of money. This lack of money. Now, as we go through the different spots, you can continue the exact same phrase, or you can change it up. So I'm going to give some variations on it as we go through the rest of them, so that you see, you can kind of get a different flavor of what we're tapping out. Okay, so that's the next one. So first one, remember, is here. Next one's there, then here. Next one's going to be under the nose, right here. So just above the lip, under the nose, and I kind of like, it's the Charlie Chaplin one. Okay, for you know. So
never used that before.
Yeah. Again, you're going to tap there, right? And then what we're going to say is this not having enough. This not having enough. This not having enough. Okay, and the next one is between the lip and the chin, right in the little dip right there. Okay, I'm going to tap there. We're going to say not having enough money. Not having enough money. Not having enough money. And the next one is going to be in the collarbone. So right in this spot right here, and just do the general area. Again, don't get specific about it. Just slightly over to the side and just under your collarbone. I'm going to tap in that spot right there. Excuse me. Sorry. Something in my throat. Keep tapping. And you're going to say, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. So we're tapping out the charge around these phrases. I don't have enough. Okay. Now the next one is going to be under the arm, and kind of in alignment with your breast right there, and right in the center. Okay. If you were a woman, it would be like where your bra strap would be. Okay. So guys, you can kind of imagine that space right there. And you're going to tap that spot. And again, you're going to say, and I'm going to just kind of, again, mix these up. This lack of money. This lack of money. This lack of money. Okay. And I like to add one more. We're going to the top of the head. We're just going to take all fingers like this. We're just going to tap on the crown of the head. And then I usually like to go through all of the, so this lack of money, this not having enough money. I don't have enough. Okay, now take a deep breath in, hold it, and then exhale. All right, now we're going to assess what shift or changes have, if they have occurred. You remember what number you started at. Now you say out loud the phrase that we're working on. You say, I don't have enough money. And feel what charge, if there's any change in that, and if there's any reduction in your measurement of that negative charge. Our goal is to get these charges to 0 ultimately, but a 1 or a 2 is still okay. All right, for what we're doing here today. All right. Some issues, if there's 1 or 2, then, and that 1 or 2 sticks around and we can't get past that 1 or 2, then for me, it means that we got to use maybe some other process to help kind of sort out what that is. Okay. Again, source out a licensed EFT practitioner and get the support that you need. All right. So, so we measure the end, and whatever the charge is, we're going to do a second cycle with the same thing, same spots, same phrases, just to kind of clear out any remainings. And so we're going to change the phrase slightly. And so we're going to go back to, so once you measured it, we're going to go, so now tapping here, chop, karate chop. I'm going to say, even though I have this remaining lack of money, right? Even though there's still remaining lack of money, emotions, even though I still feel there's some lack of money, even though I still feel like I don't have enough, even though there's this remaining lack of money. Okay. Then we're going to say on this tap shot, we're just going to do this remaining lack. Okay. That's the eyebrow point. Then the next one's temple. This remaining lack. Okay. Under the eye, this remaining lack. Okay, under the nose, this remaining lack of money. This remaining lack of money. Under the chin, on top of the chin, this remaining lack of money. This experience of lack. This remaining experience of not having enough. Collarbone. Okay, this remaining experience of not having enough. This remaining experience of not having enough. And then under the arm, this remaining experience of not having enough. Top of the head, this remaining lack, this remaining experience of not having enough. Stop, take a deep breath in, hold it, and then exhale. Okay. And then just notice where you're at with that. In the chat, I want you to let me know where you started and where you got down to after those 2 taps. Just kind of shoot us a number. So the first number will be where you started, and the second number will be where you ended up with, just to kind of get an idea of if there's been, what kind of shifts are going on. I'm going to go on to the next one and work on the next phrase. And once you've done that in the chat, to let us know where those, because I want to tap out a bunch of these different common energy things to help as many people as possible, and hopefully tap on something that resonates really with you. All right. Okay. So second one, money doesn't grow on trees. Okay. You haven't heard that one before? All right. All right. So say it out loud. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Grow on trees.
Oh, good. Look, Marius went from 8 to 2. Way to go, Marius. So money doesn't grow on trees. On a scale of 0 to 10, how true does that resonate for you? Okay. And so what you want to do is you want to feel and assess where that's at, and then you're going to tap through the same process. So let me just see. So, okay, so Michelle went from 9 to 8. So we had one little reduction. So now, Michelle, what you would do is you would tap on that and use maybe your own phrasing. That what that means is that the phrasing that I used didn't really resonate with how you, the emotions that you had around. So just change that and tap through. All right. 8 to 3, 8 to 2. Good. You guys are doing awesome. And so see how quick we can tap these charges that we have to create shift. Now, again, you may need to do more tapping around things so that they're lasting results, but at least you now know you're in a place of choice. And that's more powerful than you've ever been given before, right? Before you just
Right.
had to kind of live with these things and and it just kind
Exactly.
of fall into that energy of whatever it was. You're now in a place of choice, knowing that when you start to feel those things, every time you notice it, if that number goes above 2, tap it out. It took us like 3 minutes, right? If you're, if you're in somewhere public, just go to the bathroom, tap it out in the stall, and come back, and you're good, right? It's you
You
do.
can do this. I've done this in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
I've done it, before a meeting, I'll use it to get rid of anxiety. But you can do it in the elevator, your car, the closet, anywhere. You can do this. And it's very, very quickly.
And the more you tap it, the more that energy flow opens up.
Exactly.
And that becomes the new default, right? So when you start to notice that that you're having these emotions around money, label them, assess them, tap them out regularly and consistently. I mean, there was a time, Ross, when I don't know if I told you this, there was a time when I was really kind of just saying, okay, I'm going to really hack this, but this one.
Really?
Every single day for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? Because my commute was from home to where, because I used to drop my wife to work and then come back, and it was a 30, 40-minute drive. The whole way there and the whole way back, I was tapping. People would drive by, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I don't care, right? So it's
but you don't do that until you're really good at it. So please don't do this. Don't go tomorrow or today and do this while you're driving. Even though there is a change, there is a shift, but this affects everybody differently. So I'm going to just ask a real quick question. When you guys did this, did anybody yawn? Put it in the comments. Did anybody yawn? Anybody feel lighter? Put it down in the comments real quick, so that Gary can get on to the next one.
I feel like a release. I feel like there's a
So both of those are physical sensations that you just released something. I remember the very first time that someone took me through this process, and it was profound. And I mean, I was almost giggling by the time she was done with me. I'm just like, this is amazing. And seriously, the next day I went out and got certified. I started my certification. I'm just like, this, I have got to show people this. This is crazy. Because it's simple.
Yep.
It's just very, very simple. You can actually get to this to the point where I could sit in a meeting and I start to feel some anxiety or something like that, and I'll tap in my mind, because my body has been so conditioned, my mind has been so conditioned that I'll just start tapping in my mind, just so that it'll just calm me down. And a lot of times I'll just go.
So in workshops I used to do where I would have I would have, just to show people the dynamic of the holographic matrix we live in. This is a cool story. This is totally out of our context, but just so I used to have where I would have someone have this emotional stuff go on around something, and I would have someone else beside them tap for them, and they notice the change.
Oh, sweet!
Right? I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, so there's things you can do with the energetics around it. So, all right. So second one is money doesn't grow on trees. So measure where you're at, 0 to 10. And we start with the karate chop. And remember, you can always catch the replay and go over these again with the previous ones. So even though money doesn't grow on trees, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though money doesn't grow on trees, I'm okay. Even though money doesn't grow on trees, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay? Money doesn't grow on trees. It's eyebrow. Okay? Money doesn't grow on trees. Temple. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Under the eyebrow. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Under the nose. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Under their lip. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on my trees. Money doesn't grow on my trees. Collarbone. Money grows on everybody else's trees. Money grows on everybody else's trees. It doesn't grow on my tree. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Top of the head. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on my trees. Money grows on everyone else's trees. Take a deep breath in. All right. Feel how that moves through your body. Feel if you feel any energy opening up. And then say it out loud again. Money doesn't grow on trees. And feel from 0 to 10 where you're at with that. And then get it down. I want to go through some more, so I'm going to leave it up to you to go back. And if you're going to go back and do it for the second round on this, you're going to start off with this remaining money not growing on trees. The remaining money not growing on trees. So you're going to tap out the remaining charge of that. All right, and then you go through each spot. This remaining money not growing on trees. This remaining money not growing on trees. This remaining money not growing on trees. And you go through the whole cycle. Okay? All right. Left hand pain started a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Well, again, anything that's showing up and happening
is a release.
It's a release. It's your body releasing an energy, and you're starting to feel and notice that, right? So be gentle with yourself. Track where you're going with it, and just work out a little bit and whatever. So, for example, who was Sheba said? So was it Sheba? Yeah. So left hand. Mm-hmm. So what I would do, Sheba, is I tap out the left hand pain. So even though I have this pain in my left hand, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have this pain in my left hand, I deeply completely love myself. And then this pain in my left hand, this pain in my left hand, this pain in my left hand, and tap that out till it's gone down. And then come back to the cycle of the money. Right? And that's how you would use this. All right, phrase 3. I'm not worthy of the income I desire. Okay. Has anyone been told that? Do you have any stories of parents, kind of, or adults kind of imposing those kind of belief systems? I'm not worthy of the income I desire. All right. So let's tap on that one. Even though I'm not worthy of the income I desire, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm not worthy of the income I desire, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm okay. Right. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of the income I desire. I'm not worthy of the income. I'm not worthy of the income I desire. I'm not worthy of the income I desire. Collarbone. I'm not worthy of the income I desire. Under the arm. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of income. On top of the head. I'm not worthy of the income I desire. I'm not worthy of income. Take a deep breath in. And okay, I'm going to do 2 more. Let me see which one. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so I'm not blank enough. I'm going to let you fill this one in, all right? So I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. I'm not tall enough to be wealthy. I'm not thin enough to be wealthy. I'm not anything enough to be wealthy. Whatever it is, you fill in that part, okay? So I'm not enough to be wealthy, okay? And you can fill in the before enough part, all right? So even though I'm not, and I'll use smart enough, okay? I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. Oh, sorry. Even though I'm not smart enough to be wealthy, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm not smart enough, I'm okay. Even though I'm not smart enough to be wealthy, okay? And to the eyebrow, I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. Corner of the eyes, I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. Under the eye, I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. Under the nose, I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. I'm not enough to be wealthy. Under the chin, under the lip, I'm not enough to be wealthy. I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. Collarbone, I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. Under the arm, I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. Top of the head, I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. I'm not blank enough to be wealthy. Take a deep breath in. And exhale.
Now this one is really powerful. I think this is the most powerful statement that we've done so far. That Gary was brilliant in leaving that blank before enough, because smart, confident, you need to really do a little bit of soul searching and figure out, when you're talking about how come I'm not wealthy now, what is it? What has been holding me back? It's different. And sometimes it can be the littlest thing, but this is a brilliant phrase.
Yeah.
Mark this down, write it down. Do not forget this phrase. This is really, really good. I think confidence is going to be probably 60% of everybody out there.
Yeah, a good chunk for sure. So I'm gonna give you a few. I'm gonna pick one of these. So there's I had a few others that I wanted to, but just for time, I want to honor time. So
ooh, money is evil.
Right? Money is evil, right? The rich get richer while the poor get poorer, right? That's also a common one.
Yeah.
Wealthy people are mean, or manipulative, or whatever, right? Wealthy people are blank, right? Whatever the negative word you put in there. Having money isn't spiritual. Ooh, that's a big one. Right, especially for the type of people on this page and in these streams that we're doing. Having money isn't spiritual. For some reason, has been spread out into the matrix and has been accepted
exactly
as a common okay thing to think, and it's
for decades.
True, right? And then another one is people, meaning family or friends, don't think I'm worthy because I'm not rich enough. Then measurement of who you are and how you contribute. Money is the main reason for marital problems, or any other problems. You ask, story reflects that one. So take these kinds of things. When you start to think around money, start to kind of jot down different statements, either that you say unconsciously, that you hear, things that you feel about it, and mark them down and start tapping them out, right? Because I think it's important for you to kind of clear this energy. And again, as you do it, the more you do it, the more you free up this energy flow for it to flow into you and be able to flow back out naturally and automatically, to have this harmonious process happening all the time for you. Okay, so I'm going to do having money isn't spiritual. I think that will resonate with some people here. All right. Even though having money isn't spiritual, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though having money isn't spiritual, I'm okay. Okay. Having money, eyebrow, having money isn't spiritual. Having money isn't spiritual. Temple, having money isn't spiritual. Having money isn't spiritual. Under the eye, having money isn't spiritual. Having money isn't spiritual. And then under the nose, having money isn't spiritual. Having money isn't spiritual. Under the lip, having money isn't spiritual. Having money and spirituality don't mix. Collarbone, having money and spirituality don't mix. Under the arm, money isn't spiritual. Money isn't spiritual. Top of the head, having money isn't spiritual. Money isn't spiritual. Money and spirituality don't mix. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. All right, good. So you state it, you measure where you're at with the charge, then you tap it out, and then you reassess, and then you tap again with any remaining that's still there. So it would be this um, uh, remaining money isn't spiritual, remaining money isn't spiritual, or whatever the phrasing that comes up for you as you go through this and think about this. Okay, and then you
Yeah,
go.
and I think it's important also to understand that some of these are stubborn. Some of these are stubborn. So if it comes back tomorrow, it comes back 2 days, tap it out again. Okay. You have to prove that you're stronger than that belief. So I
It's
wanted to bring up,
right. It's the elastic band metaphor, right?
exactly. So Jan puts, it feels like we are shaking loose false beliefs and teaching our body and mind to accept itself. Well, yes, and no, because these are, as far as your mind is concerned, these aren't false beliefs; they're beliefs. So yes, you're releasing the charge, the emotional charge. So I think a lot of people, some people may think that, well, wait a minute, this is the wrong terminology if we're going to radiate to the matrix. Yes and no. This is not, because we are removing that emotional charge from this. So these become simply words. But to your mind, it's telling them how to realign the energy meridians in your body.
Yeah.
So powerful stuff. This is one of the most powerful methods that's on the market.
Yeah, it's really so and flexible. I mean, there's so many
Yes,
things about it.
you can do it for everything. You can do it for weight loss. You can do it for health. You can do it for what Shebas have, little pains in your body.
And
You can do it for arthritis. You can do it for.
said the pain went away. So within that time, right? So that's how quick and yeah, right. And so
That's great.
And so again, if we use that metaphor, if we think that pain in the hand represented your blockage to allowing money to flow, and we tapped it out that quickly, right? And if you were to do that consistently, so you didn't have these charges that come up. So if you think of it like these energy pathways, like a water hose, right? There are a bunch of different kinks along the way. So what we're doing is working on each one as they show up around money, right? Or around health, or around whatever it is that we're working on. And so that's why we tap on all the different things. There's not one thing that's going to clear the whole pathway, right? And as you go back out and live into the matrix, there's all those things that were reinforcing those kinks before, those blockages that's still going to be there. So that's why they may show up again, and you got to tap them back out. All right. That's a lot of tapping. Right?
That is.
So feel free to review the stream and tap on anything you didn't get down to 2 or less, and anything that came up as a result. Okay. Make note of it, and remember, you can tap on those things also. All right. If at any time you feel emotions being stirred up that might be too much to handle, then again, stop and seek out a seasoned practitioner of EFT to help you through those issues. Okay. Now, I do want to remind everyone that next Thursday we are doing a watch party for, tomorrow we're doing the watch party for the group at 9 a.m. So you can catch this tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the watch party, where Ross and I will have live interaction. Next Thursday we're doing a watch party because Ross and I will be doing the success hacks. If you want to get the link for the Zoom info call on those, type in #successhacks, and then Ross and I will get to you today to give you those links. I believe we have tomorrow morning, Ross, at 9?
Yes, so we've got tomorrow morning at 8:30. And then we have Sunday at 7 p.m., Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And that's what we have scheduled thus far.
Yeah, and so we'll give you the Zoom registration links for that. And remember to jump into the group. You got to answer those 3 questions to be automatically accepted. Otherwise, system will boot you out. Third one is for those that want to be part of VIP. So please make sure you answer that as well. And VIPs, you're going to be starting to get some more and more exclusive giveaways and things like that coming up right away for you. So thanks, everyone.
And again, if you have any questions about this process, or want to share your results, put it in there.
Yeah.
#replay. so that it'll pop up in the system. It'll notify us that you have a comment.
And replays are in the group under, what is it?
Guides.
Under
Guides tab.
Replays will be all there as well. So
they're all there. All of our shows are. So there's 22 shows that are in the Guides tab right now. So if you go back to those, again, still put replay, and that'll signal us to go in and answer your questions.
Yeah.
Any real deep concerns, instant message Gary or myself, and we'll help you through it.
All right, everyone.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
And until then, those of you who want to jump onto the hashtag success hacks, let us know, and then we will send out those links, and we'll see you guys that are already registered for that 7-day challenge. It's going to be amazing. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.